Hello Lily, you alright?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Good.
Have you ever been to Las Vegas?
Never.
Well, a couple of fun facts. Las Vegas is considered to be the brightest place on planet Earth. So many lights, casinos. But also, last year they actually took a record of how much money people made and lost. There's no better theme than presenting a card effect and talking about Las Vegas. When it comes to a commercial effect, this routine ticks every single box. Last year, $5 billion was earned by the casinos. That's average $630,000 a day per casino. That's actually insane, isn't it?
That's mental.
And I picked up one of these. It's a little souvenir packet of playing cards, all right? And inside here is a playing card from every single casino and also a little lucky poker chip. We'll come back to that in a moment. Now the cool thing is, these cards are actually all different, so you can use it as a regular pack of cards. But like I said, they're from each casino, past and present. See them all? A nice couple of cards right there. Now we're going to make a random choice because a lot of the games, like roulette, is just based on luck. It's a random decision, no one's really got control of it. And we're going to try that here. I'm going to deal through the casino cards, like the Flamingo one. By the way, the film Casino was actually based on the Flamingo Casino, which is quite cool, yeah. So I'm going to deal through the cards like this, and you're just going to say stop. And whichever card you stop on, we're going to use the card on the face. So don't worry about the casino for now.
Okay.
So whenever you want, just say stop. Don't feel influenced at all, but I'm going to try.
Stop.
Which one do you want? Luxor, Excalibur, Mandalay Bay?
Mandalay Bay.
You want Mandalay Bay? Okay. Good little choice right there. So you've ended up with the Jack of Hearts.
Interesting.
Nice, nice. Now we're going to do the exact same. So I'll deal through the cards, but this time we'll use the casino on the underside.
Okay.
Little fun fact as well. By the way, Hooters is actually the only casino to use their own style of playing cards on the front. They don't use regular faces. That's Hooters. It's my favourite casino. Not sure why, but Hooters is my favourite. Yeah. So once again, you just tell me stop whenever you want. Make sure it is a free choice.
Okay.
Two of Hearts is a good card though.
Stop.
Which one would you like?
The Three of Diamonds.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to change your mind last
No.
minute? Okay.
No.
Three of Diamonds, and that was a random choice, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, we'll have a look. That was Caesar's Palace. That is
Nice.
where I stayed in Vegas. The cards are colourful, the plot is intriguing, and the reveal is absolutely jaw-dropping. What Happens in Vegas is a self-working miracle that you are going to absolutely love performing. What Happens in Vegas works perfectly with every single performance style, whether it's over video chat, close-up, parlor, or even a beautiful stage piece. Everything you need to perform this effect comes within this box. The fully custom casino deck, as well as the beautiful custom casino poker chip. Now, obviously you could have stopped on any one of these different cards. Remember what I said right at the start? Inside this pack, you do get a lucky poker chip.
Okay.
I must slide it out here. Hopefully, you should see. It's Caesar's Palace.
Oh my god.
Perfect match. I know, and you could have stopped on any one of the casinos.
Oh my god.
But even more than that, Lily, you stopped on any random playing card, and you chose the Jack of Hearts. Free choice.
Yeah.
Do me a favour, turn over the poker chip, and hopefully I've gone all in, and I'm coming out a baller. Look at that, Lily. Come gambling with me.
That's amazing.
Let's go. Brilliant.
Wow.
I'm Harry Nardi, and this is Liam Montier's What Happens in Vegas.
Hi guys, thank you so much for purchasing What Happens in Vegas. This trick has got us so excited.
Yeah, it is absolutely fantastic. And as you can tell, we are not in the studio at the minute. We are in our makeshift studio. Look, you can see the cameras there and the microphone down here. And that is because this is one of the effects that we released during the lockdown period.
Yeah.
So we're still bringing you the products and we're still filming the stuff, but obviously we can't all be in the same studio and stuff like that. So we've had to film it at home, but hopefully the quality is still just as good.
Yeah, cool. But what's really important is how you work your new effect.
Yes.
Which we're going to explain now. I'm also going to talk about a bit of the history behind this effect, because there is history behind it. And I just want you to know as well, just a little thing. There's two versions of this currently available. Okay, there is a Jack of Hearts false and there is a Three of Spades false. Now the first set we had were just the Jack of Hearts.
Yep.
And on those there is a normal barcode on the bottom. On our next run of the Jack of Hearts, we had a JH put on the barcode.
Yeah.
And with the Three of Spades, we had the 3S, because we know, like Harry does, like I do, I've got one of each, so I can change the prediction.
Yeah.
And just by looking at the bottom of the box, you'll know which one it is. But if there's nothing apart from numbers, it's the Jack of Hearts.
Yeah.
If it's got the Three of Spades, it'll be the Three of Spades, or it's
Yep.
got a 3 and an S. Okay, but you can have a
Definitely.
look, that's there. So, before we open this up, this is absolutely amazing. We're going to show you what you've got in there. But before we open it up, I'm going to give you a little bit about the history of this effect. And I don't know, did you actually see Duel Match?
Never.
You never saw Duel
No.
Match? So many years ago, Alexam purchased the rights to an effect called Duel Match from Tony Curtis. And it was an effect to me that resembled a trick by John Bannon many years ago called Detour de Force.
Right.
And what John had was cards with numbers on the back. You would deal down, stop anywhere, then you would deal down from the face-up deck, stop anywhere. When you got your prediction out, you had a card with a number on the back, but it was wrong.
Oh, okay.
But then you would turn over that number,
Right, and then
you had, yeah.
Lovely.
So that was Detour de Force, which was the first trick I saw using this sort of principle.
That's a good principle.
It is a good principle, but even saying that, I say that's the first trick I saw. It's actually not, because now I come to think of it, I had a trick many years ago that used an X. So you would ask someone to name any card. It's sort of not the same sort of principle, but it is the same principle. So I'd ask you to name a card, go through it, take it out. It's the only card with an X on it.
Right.
Okay, and basically it was a similar sort of method, but a different plot
Okay.
and a different routine.
Yeah.
So anyway, Liam, as with hundreds of other magicians, absolutely loved Duel Match. Now, Duel Match was a great trick. There was one flaw in Duel Match, and it's a flaw that's sort of pretty inherent with any one of these sort of effects.
Yeah.
And that is the fact that you cannot spread the deck,
Yeah.
because the bottom stack are all the same. So with Duel Match, we had this beautiful rainbow deck going on for the top 26, but the bottom stack were all blue backs.
And you couldn't really get the most out of it when you would spread it.
No, you couldn't spread it, because you would just see 26 blue cards
Yeah.
and then a rainbow deck. So Liam Montier came up with the great idea that if we used casino cards, which we were sort of using anyway, we could actually change the design of the card but keep the casino the same. So you're still forcing the casino,
Yeah.
but it looks like 52
It's
different
fantastic.
cards.
It is so clever, and I mean, when we open it, you'll see just how baffling that is. You know, it doesn't just look like the same but different colour. You know, you would not think at all that that is the same 26 things at all. It's
No.
fantastic.
No, you wouldn't at all. And so Liam came up with that idea. We played with it. We added a couple of subtleties to it, which I'll speak to you about in a moment as well. And the cards themselves were all designed by our very own designer, Monster Creations, and Abe Gower, and they look fantastic. Even the box they come in just looks like a box of souvenir playing
Yeah,
cards.
and the good thing as well is, obviously you guys will know, but inside here when we open it, you do get the cards and your poker chip, and it
Yeah.
all fits in this box.
Yeah, so you just carry that and you've got a great prediction trick. Right, so let's open this up and we'll show them what they got.
Lovely.
So I've taken the cellophane off the box.
Yeah.
Took me a bit longer than I expected, hence
on
we
the-
cut.
Yeah, on the side there's a little like tab thing. If you just pull that, it should
Yeah,
open it up
I should
easier.
have known that.
You should have done.
Right, so when you open the box, you are going to receive obviously your beautiful poker chip.
Yeah, so one side is Caesar's Palace, and on the other side is Jack of Hearts.
Okay, I'm going to bring this up here so we can see what's going on down here.
And that is a beautiful. We was really happy with the poker chip quality, wasn't it? It's really nice.
The quality of all the props are outstanding. The chip is beautiful. The card designs are beautiful, and the cards themselves are really great quality.
And I'm happy with the tweaks we made as well, because they look fantastic. You know.
So your top card, you've obviously got this already.
Yeah, and make sure you type in that code. Obviously, that will give you on the back side of this. That will give you the link to this video. But also, if we come up with any additional handlings, or Liam does, or any of you guys that purchase it and send in additional ideas, we upload them free of charge in your account. So. There might be some cool extras that we come up with later on down the line.
Okay, so you're going to need to set up your deck because it isn't going to come set for you. All right. So with your cards, you're going to realise that the top 26 cards, or 24 cards, I believe, because we've added some extras in there, are all Caesar's Palace. So the first thing you want to do is go through all of these, take all the Caesar's Palace, and put them to one side. Now the other thing, and I think this does, it is worth doing 100%, and that is, if you spread these, you will see that these are being clumped together. Yeah, so you've got all these that have got the same back design. You've got all these that have got the same back design.
Floral-y, yeah.
So what I do with mine is I mix them up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I put one of these here, one of those. So I sort of mix them. So now there isn't a pattern running through it, and they're not seeing blocks of the same design cards everywhere.
You can just shuffle them if you want.
Yeah.
But just make sure, that they're, because like we said, like these ones are sort of all diamondy, just because that's the way they've been printed. So there's diamonds up here, all different diamonds, and all different floral designs. And if you mix them up, then you're going to get 2 diamonds in a row of floral. Do you know what I mean? Loads of different.
So
things.
that now looks
completely random.
And that one's standing out to me. So I'll put that there. That breaks that up, and now you're done.
That's fine.
All right. So just go through them and just mix them up a little bit. So they are, so you're not getting big clumps of cards with the same back design, all right?
And just to confirm as well, all the ones with Caesar's Palace on the back will all have different faces.
Yeah.
So these will all have different faces. There shouldn't be any duplicates there. Well, there won't be any duplicates there. All right?
Right. So once you've done that and you've split them up to a position that you're happy with, just put them to one side. Now the top. Actually, what cards are they in?
The bottom ones, I think.
Remove yourself the Flamingo, Paris, Golden Nugget, and Hooters. Okay, remove them from the deck for the moment.
That's such a good touch.
This is something that we added, which is a really nice little subtlety to the routine, but we'll explain that in a moment. Now, once again, the same with this. You're going to have similar sort of back designs, and you will find that there's a couple of the casinos that are actually repeated. So separate them. Okay, it will take you 2 minutes to do. Once you've done it, you're done. So the first thing to do is go through them, find out anything where you've got clumps of cards together, and just shuffle them about a little bit, so you won't have many in this top block.
And as well, some of the casinos, like Dad said, are duplicated, but the designs are different. So if you have them differently and you're dealing down quickly, no one's going to remember the name of it, because they're just going to be looking at patterns, really.
See, I've got a Luxor here and a Luxor here, so I'll just take one of them, put it right near the bottom of this stack. Now, when we go through, I'm sure we might have 2 Saharas next to get together, so pop one of them down further in the pack. Okay.
Definitely. But like I said, I'm so happy. The design work is so nice, and even just having a deck that's all individual casino cards is so satisfying, isn't it?
It most certainly is. Right, so now take your... So also, these have all got different backs. But these have all got the same face, your false face. Okay? So take these, pop them onto this stack, and the way we have ours set up is we have Golden Nuggets and Hooters on the bottom, but we have them where Hooters is the second card. And on top we have Paris, and we have the Flamingo.
And the reason why we picked... Oh no, we'll talk through it and then we'll tell you why we picked them.
So that is it. That is your deck set. Now to perform, what we do is we place the cards in the box like this, and we place the chip on top of the cards, but with the Caesar's Palace uppermost. Okay, and the reason for that is when you take the cards out, that will now drop, so you can rattle it to say it's in there. But now when you tip out, you're going to reveal the casino first.
Definitely.
Okay, so it's only a small touch. But it's
also, we got the box slightly bigger than the cards because now you can easily get out all the cards and stuff like that. Because there's a poker chip, you don't want to sort of pull it out and then accidentally get out the poker chip. It's really easy just to get your hands in there, pull out the cards and leave the chip in there as well.
Yeah. So now we're set. We will talk through the routine.
So now we're going to go through sort of the routine side of it.
Yeah.
And first of all, like you saw in the trailer, obviously you take the cards out. You can talk a little story about Las Vegas, because Las Vegas is actually really intriguing. It's such a cool place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really interesting place. If you haven't been there, it is like a real life theme park.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance to watch it, Louis Theroux actually has a documentary on Vegas, doesn't he? And if you just watch that, you learn great facts about Vegas that you can use. So it's worth watching that. But I removed the cards, and obviously...
before we go into the routine, should we talk about why we chose these cards?
Definitely.
Okay, so these 4 cards, the Flamingo, Paris, Golden Nugget, and Hooters. The reason why we chose these cards to be our sort of convincer cards is because you can tell a little story as you're bringing the box out. So you're talking about old casinos and new casinos and everything else. You go, oh, the Flamingo. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Casino, but that was based on this casino. Now, you can flash the face, and anyone that's seen the trailer will see you doing that, but not in an obvious way. You're just doing it. It's just up, they can see it. So you can talk about that. Now they've seen a casino with a different face. And then you go, oh, the Paris is another nice one. Do you realise they've actually got an Eiffel Tower outside? They built an Eiffel Tower. That's how crazy they go.
And just, that's all it is, you know, a little change. And the reason, guys, I don't think we said this, but the reason why we picked out these 4 cards is because they allow you to
speak a little bit.
Yeah, they've each got a story about them. So Paris has got the Eiffel Tower, Casino was based on the Casino film was based on Flamingo Casino, and the other 2 on the bottom. But the reason why we picked out 4 cards and we mentioned them is because obviously these top ones have all got the same face. All different casinos, but all the same face. So with the top 2, it allows you to deal down and say, oh, the Paris one, show a different face, and then put it down. Then talk about Flamingo, show the face, and deal it down. And now these ones are all the same, you know. So it allows you to sort of cover your tracks almost. So we place these down. Subtly flash the face, place them down, and now after your first 2, it's easy to know when you've come to it because there's only 2 cards. You know you can't show the faces of these yet, so you say whenever you want, just say stop, but don't focus on the casino too much because we're going to use the card on the face. So whenever you want, you say stop.
Stop there.
What one do you want?
Red Rock.
Red Rock. Okay, now that's a nice thing as well. Which one do you want? Because it is so free. If you want, you can spread off a few more. You know, whichever card they want, honestly, they can have. And then just put these back on top. And you can turn this over and say, okay, Red Rock, so you stopped on the Jack of Hearts. Good card. Now, you can turn these over. And the reason why we put them in this order is because the Ace of Hearts is more intriguing on the face. So we say, now we're going to do exactly the same thing, and we're going to deal cards down, but face up this time. And then we're going to stop and use the casino on the underside. So the 6 of club, if you'd have stopped on that, that's the Golden Nugget. That's actually the oldest casino in Vegas, or whatever the story is.
One of the oldest casinos,
and a fun fact, Hooters, which is this Ace of Hearts, are the only casino that are allowed to use their own faces. So they have their own design with the girls on the faces.
2 other facts is that's absolute rubbish. Harry made that up.
What?
That they use their own
that is
cards.
right. Yeah, that's a lot.
That was your idea to have that designed as a nice talking point. And the other thing is, I was told the other day that Hooters doesn't exist in Vegas anymore.
I don't think it did. But it's alright because on here it's casinos past and present.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because a lot of these casinos won't exist anymore because it is a souvenir deck of past and present. But this was a really nice touch of Harry's because it's a nice focal point of this really different card.
Yeah, and the
once
artwork
again,
as well.
yeah, and once again, you're sort of drumming it into them that each card has got a different back and a different face.
Plus, Hooters is my favourite one when we went there. So the food's great, you know. Isn't it? But anyway, so by doing that, you've shown 2 different casinos and obviously different faces. So now I just say we're going to do exactly the same. So once again, just tell me stop. And obviously now I'm into the bank of dupes.
Yep.
So whenever you want, you just say. And these you can shuffle up because obviously I've got 2s together and stuff like that.
Stop.
Which one would you like? 9, 6, king?
King.
The king, okay. 2 high cards. Turn it over, what have you gone for?
We've got Caesar's
Palace, lovely. And of course, if I was to turn these over by accident, it doesn't matter because all the designs are different anyway. You don't want to, but in case anyone sees, it doesn't matter. So I can just pop them back there and say, okay, so you've stopped on the Jack of Hearts and Caesar's Palace.
Yeah.
That was a random choice.
It was a random choice.
But inside here, they actually do supply you with a lucky poker chip. It's been there from the start. And if we open up the box and tip it out, you should see the poker chip is actually from one casino. A perfect match, Caesar's Palace, which is fantastic. And then you say, now you stopped on any playing card, any one at random, and you landed on the Jack of Hearts. Do me a favour, go ahead and turn over the poker chip.
Boom, Jack of
Lovely.
Hearts. It's just so simple, but so effective. There's a couple of other things that I want to talk about as well, because obviously if you don't want to, you don't have to have the chip in the box. You could actually take the chip out, hold it at your fingertips and say, do me a favour, without looking at it, just put this in your pocket.
Yeah.
And get them to put it in their pocket. So now it's on them. And all you do is you just hold it like this so they can't see anything. When they put their hand out, put it in their hand, ask them to close their hand, don't look at it, put it in your pocket.
Yeah, which is nice as well, a nice touch.
Or you could have a little envelope with a question mark on it if you wanted. Or you could have it rolled up in a $10 bill or a £10 note.
Yeah.
And say, look, inside here, we're going to have a little bet. I think that I can predict the outcome of something. And if I don't, if the outcome is not inside, you get to win that tenner.
Yeah.
You know, so you can do it like that.
Definitely.
A couple of things to point out as well.
Yeah. Should we talk about reset too? Because
that's what I was just going to talk about now. So obviously we're going to go on and show you a video in a moment with Liam Montier. And Liam's going to explain the routine. He does it the same way as the original duel match.
Yeah.
So he does it as a sort of mistake at the end, which is also great. You like to say up front that you're going to deal down and they're going to use the other side.
I just like, knowing. Do you know what I mean?
Liam does it with the sort of oops moment.
Yeah.
Liam's also got a lovely handling for using 2 people.
Oh, nice.
Which is great. So basically, take us through the reset.
So the reset is, what I would do is I would spread across, because obviously we deal the 2 sort of prover cards or whatever you call them first. So I'd take them out. And then I'd spread across until I get to the first Caesar's. Well, I don't even have to do that, do I? I just get this one and place it back in the middle here somewhere, which is perfect. Then I go through here and I look for the Ace of Hearts, which is the Hooters one, and the 6 of Clubs. Take them out, place the Caesar's one back, and then place them ones on there like that.
Yep.
And now these ones on top too, and hopefully that should be reset.
Yep.
Fantastic. Another quick touch with the language, because when they've got the cards there, so they've got the Jack of Hearts and the other card face up, or the casino, or the 3 of Spades, whatever version you've got. Always say, well, in my case, I found this to be better. I always say, now you stopped on any card and any casino, yeah? So in here you get lucky poker chip, and it is from the exact same casino, Caesar's Palace. But also you stopped on any playing card, right? And they stop on a casino and you turn it over. But because you've got the 2 outcomes where they stop on a casino and a card,
it's like a second reveal.
Yeah, but it's quite hard to explain. But let me quickly show you. So I'll deal these down. Just tell me stop.
Stop.
Yeah, perfect. So you've got Jack of Hearts. Perfect. And then once again, tell me stop.
Stop.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 of diamonds, which is Caesar's Palace. Obviously, you would go longer than that. But I would say, now inside here, I've got a lucky poker chip, and it is from the exact same casino, a perfect match. Now I say, now do you remember, you stopped on any card. I dealt through and you stopped on any card, you know? And now you turn it over as a perfect match. So don't say you stopped on a casino and then we got the card.
chose the card, because they forget and they'll just remember this as the card.
Yeah, it's just layers, you know, because that proves the point. And when I've done it to people and I've asked them later on down the line, they say, oh, well, I could have stopped on any card and any casino. You know, they don't think it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Bit confusing, but hopefully you understood that.
And one more little thing as well, which is just a little touch, and it's up to you if you want to use it. You might not want to, but because you have these cards here, and you say, oh, do you know that the film Casino was actually based on the Flamingo Hotel and Casino? Paris has actually got an Eiffel Tower outside. Just say stop anywhere you want. I'm going to use the card. Excalibur or
Bellagio.
The Bellagio. So let's have a look. Oh, we've got the Jack of Hearts. Now, bearing in mind, if you stopped on any of the others, we could have had the 8 of Spades, 10 of Diamonds, absolutely anything.
Nice, yeah.
And now I do a display here because you can show these two and they're different. Even if you were to deal this off and you said Bellagio, and I say, you sure that's the one you want? Okay, because if you would have stopped on one of these, you would have had something different. 8 of Spades, 10 of Diamonds. What did you get? You got the Jack of Hearts. So it's just a little subtlety, and you could do the same this way. So they deal down, boom, 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 boom. You're going to stop here. What have we got? Caesar's Palace. It's a great one, actually. What other one? Oh, you could have had Golden Nugget, could have had Hooters, could have had loads.
Nice.
In fact, you could have had loads of other cards.
Yeah, that's the thing I was just going to say. Obviously, at the end, you can't spread them like this.
Yeah, and that's a really nice thing before you do the reveal, is to say, well, you could have had this, you could have that. In fact, you could have had any one of these casinos.
Yeah, and look at them.
You grabbed Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, definitely. And then that is just a convincer, you know, which is absolutely awesome. And I was gonna, I mean, it is awesome. I was gonna say one thing where if you wanted to, I mean, I don't know how much it would add really, but let me quickly find them here. You could have, if you wanted, just like the Ace of Hearts, just a few cards down, you know. And so you could deal them off and you could say, now, if you were to stop on the 6 of Clubs, we'd have the Golden Nugget, one of the oldest casinos. But anywhere you want, you can just tell me stop. Fun fact as well, the Hooters casino is this. And now you've gone a little bit further down, you know, and then you can go even more. But it doesn't need it, but if you want to.
Yeah, that's a great idea. They're just nice little subtleties.
Yeah.
And later on, Liam Montier is going to talk to you about doing it without the convincer cards in there. So he shuffles and everything else. I like it with the convincer cards,
same.
Personally, and reset to me takes a couple of seconds more if you're doing it this way, and I think it's worth it.
Adding a story, you know, Vegas is so intriguing, and people do associate magicians with Vegas anyway. You know, so knowing stories and everything like that is interesting. And if you know a couple of fun facts, like a good one, like I said in the trailer. On average, the casinos make $630,000 a day. You know, that is baffling. Yeah. You know, so it is cool.
So that is basically it for what happens in Vegas. So now we're going to pass you over to the brains that come up with the idea of having all these beautiful backs with all these beautiful different designs and this amazing trick. We're going to pass you on to Liam Montier.
Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how to do my routine for what happens in Vegas. So let's take a look at what you need. If you take a look in the packet that you've got down here, you open it up, you're going to have a bunch of cards, a poker chip, and of course the box. And one of the really cool bits is that the box will hold all of the deck and the poker chip as well, so you don't need a separate prediction or like a container. You'll also have 4 random cards with different casino backs and the instructions card. So set those aside for now, we'll come back to those later on. Here's how to perform the basic routine. So you've got half the deck which looks all different, and half the deck which are all the same. In this case they're all Jack of Hearts, although I think there's going to be a second deck available so you can mix up the false cards. And the Jacks all have totally different casinos on the back of each one. Different colours and styles as well. Whereas this is the other half, which is all a regular mix of cards that you've got going on, but on the backs they're all the same casino. And my little idea for the original trick here is to make all of the false casinos, Caesar's Palace, different colours and styles, so that when you spread them out in a deck it's not obvious that they're all false ones. It is when you spread out like that, but when you stick your false cards on top and then you spread the packet out, you'll see that they look totally different. So this was a display you didn't get in the original, and it really adds to it. So set the whole thing up by placing the cards into the box, slip the poker chip into the box as well, and then pop the whole lot in your pocket, and you are ready to perform. When you're ready to perform, take the cards out of the box, but don't remove the chip. So I take these out, I lay them down face up, and then I place down the box. I explain that there's something inside there, but we'll come back to that in a moment, and set it off to one side. Then with the deck face up, I just spread through the first bunch. Now of course you can spread up to half of these, but it doesn't matter too much. Just as I say, it's a pack of cards, but a souvenir pack from Vegas, where every single card is from a different casino in the strip. There's all manner of casinos, so just poke through them, but of course you don't start spreading too far down, but you can see how it looks. It just looks like everything is totally random, which is fabulous. So you square the cards up, and now I do a really quick fold shuffle. I find this is much more convincing than any sort of display. I swing cut off at least half, absolute minimum half, so I always do about 2/3. Swing cut those into your left hand, and then I flip these over, and shuffle those on. And that shows all different faces and implies that the cards have been shuffled, so it's 2 for 1. But you don't need to do that if you're not worried or don't want to practice that. Otherwise it's a totally self-working trick. So then I say I'm going to have a card chosen, and I play up the mistake element from the original trick. So I say, my presentation might even be, I'm going to bet you 20 quid that I can predict your choices. So you're going to choose a card first of all. We're going to deal cards down one at a time. Call stop anytime you like. And what I do is I hold the card for an extra second before I deal it down. So I'm doing kind of this action. And the reason for that is then when they do eventually call stop, let's say they call stop here, there's normally 3 cards in play. So I can say, do you want the king, the ace, or the 3? Which did you mean to call stop at? So you're really emphasising the freedom of the choice. And let's say they go for the 3 of diamonds. So you set that aside, pick up all of the rest of the cards, and then you can say, and if you called stop at a different time, you'd have got a different card, obviously. And that makes sense. Again, you're careful not to spread more than half the way down. So then you say, we're going to do the same for the casino. I'm going to deal the cards down one at a time, call stop on any casino that takes your fancy. And I do the same thing. I take a card, wait for a second, and then deal it down. And again, they'll call stop. Let's say here, did you want the Tropicana, Giordano's, or the Red Rock? And they go the Red Rock, for example. Now I pick up the packet, drop them on top, and then I spread again. And they're saying, obviously, if you called stop at a different time, you'd have got a different casino. And that just looks so fair. Again, they're going to have to agree. So you scoop those up, set them off to one side, and they're saying, now, do you want to bet 20 quid that I could have known those in advance? And they'll say no. Otherwise, or if they say yes, then you're about to make 20 quid. Normally they'll say no, and you say, well, let's see how close I got. And you open up the box. You show that there's 1 poker chip inside there, and then when you tip it out, of course, it looks like a miss. You say, oh, I had Caesar's Palace and the Jack of Hearts. I bet you wish you'd taken that bet now. And they'll normally say, yes, that would have been awesome. You say, well, then I would have taken your money because I didn't miss at all. Because on the back of the 3 of diamonds is the Caesar's Palace, and on here is the Jack of Hearts. Now let's take a look at how you can reset it. And of course it's a mega easy trick to reset, because this is all you've got to do. You've just got to take your Caesar's Palace card and push it somewhere into the bottom half of the pack. Doesn't matter where it goes. And the Jack of Hearts, your false card, back into the top part of the pack. And you're all ready and reset for next time. Now let's take a look at a little bonus version that you can do with some extra cards that have been included in your pack. So you'll have noticed at the beginning that there was 4 cards with different casino names on. You've got Hooters, the Golden Nugget, Paris and the Flamingo, with 4 indifferent cards on. Now, whether you use these or not kind of depends on your circumstances, because you're going to use them as a little convincer for the handling. Now, I have no problem with the handling as it is, and I like the fact that it instantly resets, which the trick isn't going to do if you use these. However, if I was going to perform on YouTube or somewhere where people are going to be seeing the trick multiple times, then these are a great addition, and there's no reason why you wouldn't use them. So let's say, for example, setup could be that you take 2 of the odd ones. I always take the Ace of Hearts, the Hooters one, and put that on the bottom. So we've got 2 on the bottom and then 2 on the top. And what that means is we can do the same handling. You can't do the full shuffle bit that I normally do, but that doesn't matter. You can bring the cards out and have both cards selected, but this time you get to flash the cards before you go. So let's say, for example, we start off with the casino. I say you can see these cards all have different casinos on, and as I deal through, just call stop and choose any casino that you like. And you see, of course, we flashed the first 2. So let's say they call stop here on the Luxor. You can place it down, and then you get another flash there because you can square these up and then just flash again as you set them back onto the packet there. And you get to do the exact same thing with the faces. You start dealing them down. You say, oh, everyone always picks Hooters, or you can make any comment about that. You can say, you know, Hooters is the only one with the girl on it, obviously, and then just deal past it. And again, they get to call stop anytime they like, say on the 4 of clubs. And you can again pick that up and flash the back as a different casinos. It shows flamingos this time. So you can say you could have picked the 7, you could have picked the 3, but you went for the 4. So you've just got 2 extra little displays there, and then you bring out your prediction chip, then show that the trick still worked, and you've just added 2 little touches in there. But of course then the cards don't reset, so before your next performance you need to fish out the 4 bonus cards. So there you go, that's a little convincer for what happens in Vegas. And finally, I'm going to share with you my favourite handling for this kind of thing. It's ideal if you've got 2 spectators and then you manage to avoid another problem that this trick doesn't have, but a lot of magicians think it has. Whenever you teach a trick like this, using this dual match kind of method, people go, well, what happens if they wait and you deal past, the first 26? So we should address that quickly now, which is to say that you are in full control. So the moment if you've dealt 10 cards and they've not said stop by then, just start dealing slower and slower, and until they call stop. You can even say we're going to have to get a couple of cards chosen here, so before halfway would be great. But that's one of those things. If you're a confident performer, you'll find that just doesn't happen. But if you're starting out, that's a tip you can use. Or you can do this handling, which sort of neatly skips around the whole issue. So you start off with the deck of cards, and again, I would start with my shuffle. I haven't got the 4 bonus cards in here. This is just the basic pack and setup that we talked about at the beginning. And I explain what the cards are. They're a casino deck that's come from Vegas, where each card is from a different casino. And I say, and the 2 of you, so we've got person A and person B here, are going to choose both a card and a casino at random. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give you half the pack each. And what I do is I spread the cards with the faces towards me. So this is what they're seeing. They just see the backs of the cards going past. And of course, these all look different when they're not spread over. So you're not spreading far, you're just spreading enough so they see. But what I'm doing is I'm spreading to the bunch of my false cards, the jacks here, and I separate the pack into 2 piles, and I place the face up cards in front of one spectator and the face down cards in front of the other. And I say, and you can mix them around on the table, shuffle them, do whatever you want. And of course, this now means that whatever card this person chooses is going to be one of the false cards with the faces, and whichever card this person chooses, it's going to have one of the false backs. So you've got 100% control, and they've got 100% free choice. You say, you can put in a couple of red herrings here. If they're in a mess like this, I'll say, I want you both to push a card forward, but go with your instincts and do it after 3. 1, 2, 3, go. And let's say they do those 2. You say, excellent, so you pick the Bellagio Hotel and the Queen of Spades. And again, obviously, you could have picked any of these. You could have picked any of these. Another way to do it is to have them just deal through the cards, And a nice red herring I add there is I say, as you deal through, I'm going to have you both deal, but I want you to both stop at the same time to make a decision about where you get. So let's say they stop there, they get the 9 of clubs and Bally's, and I say, and if you'd have stopped one later, you'd have got the 4 of clubs at the Red Rock, or the 4 of spades at the Tropicana, or if you'd shuffled differently, you could have had totally different results as well. And then you just pick everything up and set it all together, and of course, let's chuck those back in there. And then of course you're in the exact same position again, where you get to bring out the chip. Apparently you've missed massively, and then of course you've got the kicker finish where you can turn it over and reveal both to end. So I hope you enjoyed checking out What Happens in Vegas. It's a fabulous trick. It's based on Dual Match, which was an Alakazam exclusive absolutely years ago. And I'm really pleased to have been able to get this produced through Alakazam, who have done a wonderful job on the props. It's all the top quality cards and the poker chip. The fact that everything fits in one box, the fact that it instantly resets. You've got the extra cards in there as well, so you can customize it a bit. It just means it's probably the best self-working trick I could imagine doing. So I hope you had a lot of fun with it, and we'll see you again soon.
Right guys, that's it. This is a great effect. I know you're going to enjoy it. Harry's performing it all the time.
It's so good, honestly. It is. It's one of my favourite effects, and even just having a pack of cards that are like this.
It's just interesting.
It's a talking point.
And remember, you can get 2 people involved. So if you're doing it, I know that Liam goes over the 2-person thing where one's got half the deck, one's got the other. But even if you were just performing it at a table, you could just get one person to do the casino, one person to do the cards, you know, and it's such a great effect, and it will work great over Zoom or video chat, which at this present moment in time seems like a lot of us magicians are actually doing. So I really hope you have a lot of fun with it, and as much fun as we've been having. When I say we're excited about this, that is an understatement. I am so proud that Liam come to us with this because I just think it's an amazing product, and it's something that you will use and use and use. And remember, we have got 2 versions available at this moment in time. So if it is something that you feel that you want to go out and perform and you want to repeat, grab yourself the additional deck, and if you do, the barcode on the bottom will tell you the difference between them.
Definitely. And just another really quick thing, guys, we're trying to sort of make each product like a little community in itself. You know, everyone who's got it has got something in common. So if you have got Facebook, if you haven't, it's free to sign up, but if you have got Facebook, I'm going to make a Facebook group for this product, and it will be called Alakazam Magic-Vegas.
Right.
It'll be a closed group, but if you request, and then I can see if you bought the product, if you just send me a picture of the product in your hands, then I'll add you to it, and it'll be a great way for you guys to put in any Vegas facts you've got, any additional handlings, any recordings of you doing a performance. You know, everyone will have the same product, so we can all help each other and see sort of what direction everyone's taking it in, which will be really cool. So Alakazam Magic-Vegas on Facebook.
Brilliant. And guys, thank you so much for purchasing What Happens in Vegas. Really hope you enjoy it, and we will see you on the next Alakazam tutorial video. Bye for now.